everybody, and welcome back to the Todo Latino Show from Pro Audio LA Studio, sponsored by Global Processing Systems, the official merchant for Revolucion 2024 and Todo Wafi. I am your host, Rafael. The team is always here. We got Daisy, we got Yobi, and today we are interviewing a very special guest, the owner of Curiel Creations, Alisa Curiel. What's up?
Hi, how are you?
Welcome.
I'm really inspired. I love the bracelets, but I want to know about your origin story. So tell us a little bit about you and, you know, where you're from, and have you always been like a California native and so forth?
Yes, sir, I have been. I grew up in Brawley, California. I moved out of Brawley when I was 17 to Moreno Valley, then to Riverside and lived there. And I'm currently still in California, but in Canyon Lake.
Canyon Lake, where's that? Is that
is
proportionally
about
to where we are?
20 minutes from Temecula.
Okay.
Oh.
So, yes.
Very cool.
So, yeah, it took me a while to get here, but it's worth it. Most definitely
I feel like it takes anywhere, everybody, or
Exactly.
to get to California. We had guests on here, and they take an hour, 2 hours. Especially if they're coming from south or like east. The only people who are like, well, even Daisy, she's coming from, I think, close to Disney, right?
Yeah.
But everybody, comes from a long time. Now, you're kind of a jack of all trades. You go on your Instagram account. You're a licensed massage therapist. You do organizational, I guess, for the homes. That's like the people who like. Do you do like the closets and stuff, or is it just the entire house?
I just do closets. Well, I do whatever they need. Like because I can't stand. I have OCD. I want everything. It's funny because I redid a home and the lady says, "Is this how adults live?" And I'm thinking, "Yeah, homegirl, you're 65. You should have been doing this a long time ago."
Do you ever work with like hoarders and stuff like that? Like, do you ever get put in that position?
I had
Because organizing that has got to be
I
a
had
trip.
an opportunity. I have an opportunity right now for someone who bought a home, and the house, you can't even walk in there. There's so much stuff everywhere, and I want to do it really bad, but you need a team. I need a team.
You need a whole team?
Definitely.
So what exactly do? You organize closets?
Well, yes, because I like to have it like long.
Do you
sleeve,
buy
short
like the
sleeve.
bins for them and?
Well, no, like whatever they have, and then I'll work with it.
So you work with whatever they have.
Yes, whatever they have, and then
Okay.
like I told her, no wire hangers.
Compartmentalizing.
I said, no wire hangers. I watch Mommy Dearest too much.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean? And she's like, why are you throwing the wire hangers away? I said, babe, you have to have organization. But I feel like I did a really good job. And I told her, don't make me come back here in a month. And she's like, but I'll pay you. And I said, yeah, I understand that. But it's just easier to be organized because everything has a place. But with my bracelets, that's just something that I never thought of doing. I am, and still currently a raver, but I stopped making candy, in my 20s.
Yeah.
But after I lost my dad is when I started making bracelets again. I made this bracelet with his initials.
Very cool.
With some therapy for me. I put some onyx and some Dalmatian stone. And then it just became something that really helped me because prior to losing my father, I had my brain rupture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a full-blown brain aneurysm March 11th, 2019.
Wow.
Now, you said this was Aneurysm Awareness Month.
Yes, it's aneurysm awareness.
The month of March?
Yeah, the month of March is, yes.
And so you're on your 5th anniversary.
I had my fifth
year.
anniversary on March 11th, and I was it was an emotional day, but it was also a good day, because I processed a lot, and I listened to some oldies, thought of my dad, had a good conversation with my mom, and called my son and said, why didn't you call me and say happy anniversary? Well, I'm at Dad's house. Well, when you're at Dad's house, it doesn't shift. You should still check on me.
The anniversary doesn't stop just because you're over
I
there.
said, don't you remember your bald mom at the hospital with tubes everywhere?
Did you guilt you? Did you really?
Yeah, I told
Mom,
them.
Karen,
She's like, dang, girl.
You gotta check on me. But yes, losing my dad, I feel, has honestly the biggest heartbreak of my life. He just took my heart. I feel like he took a lot of my family's heart. But it's also, this is my incentive because he was always doing stuff, like we didn't have money. There's 5 girls. What are you doing? He'd buy a car, fix it up, sell it. Buy an old air conditioner, fix it up, sell it. We always had swap meets. I mean, we had, our backyard was the place to be, yard sale central. He took down my mom's closet door and spray painted yard sale and had it in the front yard. We're like, no. Dad.
Seems like you guys took after his entrepreneurship.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
hustler.
And my niece is the same way. My niece does flea markets in San Diego, and she makes like $1,000 a flea market. I'm like, Mija, what about Thea? I can use some money.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he just always was doing something. I mean, he played football, he bodybuilt. I mean, all the boys say, don't talk to the Curiel girls because their dad's Arnold. So he'd scare them too. 5 girls, 5 rifles is what he would say.
Oh my goodness.
But yes, my dad had a stroke, and I also had a stroke at 40 with my aneurysm. So it is hereditary. And that's something because his brother passed away from my aneurysm when I was 30, and I always thought he had a heart attack. I never asked. So it is something that my son has to gets checked for as well.
How would you get checked for that?
You get a CT scan.
Okay.
And what it was is mine started was that in 2015, I went to a festival, and when we got home, we were all messing around, and my friend picked me up, and he was spinning me. He dropped me, and I hit a marble table. And I never thought about anything. But when I woke up from my coma, this is the first thing the neurologist asked. Did you ever get a hit to your head? And I said, no. Because when I woke up, I was like a 6-year-old again. I was not, my brain was still, it was processing a lot. And it took me a couple days to remember, oh, shoot, I did get hit in the head. So then I told him I was hit in the head. And he said, well, basically the aneurysm grew, and it's like a grenade. It'll go off when it feels like it.
Ooh.
And mine went off at a restaurant in front of my son.
Wow.
And I was throwing up extensively. I mean, my son was bringing bread baskets. He was so scared, he was vomiting. And it was a really...
So it's able to get an aneurysm and recover from that fully?
A lot of people don't make it. So my dad called me Miracle. Before he died, he said, Mija, your new name is Miracle Curiel. And I said, why? And he said, because you're not supposed to be here. And I said, yeah, I'm not. And my neurologist said, Alisa, I told your mom that you were going to be brain dead or maybe special needs. And seeing you walk around and talk to me is so fulfilling. And I just cried when I met him. I'm like, are you the man who saved me? Yeah. And he said, yes. And I just told him, I was like, I love you. Even though you charged me $500 an appointment, I still love you. I told him, I was like, dang, 15 minutes with you is $453? Thank God I have insurance. But my hospital bill was $920,000.
I can't believe you that.
Yes. Real. And I only had to pay $500. Thank the Lord.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, he was just a really amazing man. I mean, I'm very fortunate to say that he was my father, and because he's raised a lot of the grandkids. He's left a little sparkle on all of us. Like my son sings like him, and I told his teacher, I said, you put my son in the right-hand corner where my dad used to stand, and that just means the world to me because I see so much of my son in my father now.
So I know that the Curiel Creations, especially it's spelled with a K, but it's in direct connection with your dad, right? Like, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, my last name is really with a C, but I couldn't do it because there's another family in Milano. They're fashion designers, and they're Curiel. So I didn't want to take that. So I did Curiel Creations because ever since I was a kid, they would see me and said, are you Mike's daughter? And I would say, yeah. And then one man told me one day, are you El Gato's daughter? And I said, yeah. And he's like, yeah, your dad. And I was like, what? He's like, your dad's arms. And I said, yeah. And he says, you wear that last name proudly. Do you hear me? And I said, sure. What's your name? And he told me his name, and I came inside and I said, Dad, some man was out there asking for you. And I forget his name now that I'm on the spot. But I told my dad, he said, I better wear this last name proud. And we all do. Like my sisters have our last names tattooed. But I don't, because he asked me once, like, you better quit getting these tattoos. Or do you have a friend in the Pinta that hooks you up? And I'm like, no. And that was our last conversation. I went like this to him on September 28th. I said, hey. And he says, what is this? And I said, well, that's my brain. And then I got that for you. And then he said, you need to stop. It's pissing me off. I didn't raise you like that. And I said, okay. And I said, I'll only get one if you die. So then after I lost him a year later, I got this from my dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what inspired the bracelets?
Then bracelets, well, I just obviously, like my dad started them, and then I just started to make more because I massage and I wanted to do healing stones because I know that I'm a healer. I know that's what it is. I'm an empath. I have a lot of empathy for people. So then I thought, why not make these bracelets? And then I thought, why not represent my culture more? Because I wasn't raised to speak Spanish. Like I told my son, they didn't teach us. And it was up until I got older that I wanted to learn more about my heritage and my culture. But I always say Curiel. My dad always say Michael Curiel, And so I thought, why not dig deeper into my culture and figure out, like, my roots? Like, where are we from? because my grandpa had light hair and blue eyes, but he was French, but they migrated to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And my niece, she's the only one with blue eyes. But my dad, she was his everything, his güera, because of her blue eyes. And I said, well, because you look like my tia Pastora, because she had blue eyes. But yeah, just doing that and just being able to, I mean, I sell them, but if I see somebody and they're sweet to me, I'll give them a bracelet because I want to make someone's day, because I've been knocked down so many times just because I'm not the typical Latina. I'm not thick, you know. It's like, who cares? Why do you have to be mean to me because I'm skinny? Like, I'm still, like, I know how it is. I've got a sister that's thick, you know. It's how you carry yourself, you know, and it's the inside that matters. Like, why do I have to be judged because, you know, I'm sick? That's why I'm so skinny. I take a lot of medication, but people they don't know that, because I look fine on the outside, right? But inside, like, I have
There's
so
a
much
lot,
trauma.
yeah. Do you go out and speak about the
I've done
aneurysm
one at the
awareness?
hospital. I did a stroke thing. And then my girlfriend, I have a very close girlfriend, and she is, her Instagram is Live Intentionally 2018, and she's a survivor as well. So we just did our first live. And we're going to continue
that's very
to do
cool.
that. Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
continue
Yeah, I
to
mean,
do them.
that would be amazing, because there's probably a lot of people who are dealing with that
Yes,
aren't.
because somebody else came in and was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for doing this. Like, how did you guys heal?" And I said, "Nothing. I just laid in bed, and I had to have a routine, you know, get up, stretch, like do little things slowly, because it was hard to walk after."
Oh, how did you come up with the ideas for each of the I see, like, you have quite a variety. Like, some of them even have conchas and, you know, the colors on them.
Yes.
So how did you come up with the idea for some of these?
I actually designed one of these, and I have a girlfriend named Charmel, and she loved it, and she's like, "Girl, I love this." And so she asked me to make about 5 more for Christmas for her girls. So I did. But then I just started seeing more and more of these little styles, and I thought, these remind me of, like, going to my abuela's house and seeing all the, you know, all her bright
Actually,
colors.
this one is cute. I like this one.
Yeah, like, and then I was thinking of, like, this, 'cause I had this that my best friend's mom gave me, and I thought, oh, why not do, like, this inspires me, because my best friend's mom, she loves to go to Mexico, and she has a lot of bright colors in her house, a lot of bright, bold
Yeah,
colors.
they look beautiful.
But then I found these conchas on Amazon, and
Yeah, I
I'm
wanna
like,
see the conchas.
I'm like,
Those
what
are-
can I do with this? I'm
Those
like,
are actually cool.
and I'm like, what can I do with these conchas?
Oh, that's
And
the one I
thought-
want. I think those are super
And then I
cute.
started Googling, like, how to make keychains, and then
And
That
the
is actually
heart
really cool. I
represents
like
your
that. I
father.
like the colors
yes,
to it.
and then the colors, you
The
know,
colors.
like, I just thought I would do more bright colors just because they
Yeah.
go with all my different stuff.
I think it's the colors that really drew me into it when I saw it online.
Yeah, they're like so pretty. And then
Yeah, that conchita's so cute.
and then I make them, like I say, Viva, you know, this one says Boni mija. And see, my niece's boyfriend, he sings as well. And he was at Bayfest. And I made a bunch of bracelets to sell there, and they didn't sell. So I told him, hey, you know what? Put these in your VIP packages and pass them out. So he did. So he got Coachella this year. So he sings Spanish and English and raps.
Nice.
So
Oh,
he's
very
gonna be there on
cool.
Sunday. So I called him a little bit ago, and I said, can Ezekiel wear your shirt that says your name on it? And he said, sure. And I said, I'm doing a podcast. And he said, cool. And I'm proud of you, because he did Emo Brown.
Yeah.
And then the Taste Salud guys, you know, Josh Leva, he has the Salud. He did them too. So he's like, do it. You got this.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I
Nice.
have my sister, my little sister, she pushes me. And she's a businesswoman. So she's constantly like, she tells me one application changed her life. Like, she's like, I went from making something to making, you know, a lot of money now. So she knows, she's barely learning Spanish, but I'm proud of her. She put her son in bilingual preschool.
Nice.
And he's 3, and he knows more than her.
He's catching on. He's catching
But
on.
you guys are rescuing your culture.
Yes,
That's cool.
I love it. Number 2.
How long does it take? Because I'm assuming you make these are handmade.
Yes.
So how long does it take to make for you to make one of these bracelets? Because where do you get the stone? Like, where do you get the actual material for them?
I buy a lot at Michael's and Joann's, but I also buy off of Amazon. But I just saw recently Temu had a lot of the different stones, like the little flowered ones, and I thought, why not invest in those? It doesn't take me too long. It just depends. If it's a simple bracelet, it'll take me like 10 minutes. But when it's something that I have to start designing for somebody, I try to feel their personality.
So you do a lot of custom, do you do
yes,
custom work?
Yes. I did a bridal set for a girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
okay,
did
that's
one-
cute. That's
yeah.
original.
I did a bridal set for her. And then, like, I try to do some for guys, you know, like, so I do, like, a lot of yin yang for the guys. And then I use a lot of, this is an African bone bead.
Yeah.
simple.
Oh, that one looks
Cute,
cool.
cute
Yeah,
gift.
so like, see, like I did this one with the seashells,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a lady who passed away, and she left me a lot of stones.
Oh,
So this
wow.
is hers from a necklace. But I mean, it just depends. If someone says, just make me a bracelet, I want it black and white, it's easy. But if someone says, hey, you know what, my niece is graduating, she loves black and she loves purple, then I'll mix them. You know, I'll do whatever I can.
Besides selling at pop-ups, do you ship out too?
I do ship out,
Yeah.
you know, but I also go to a lot of coffee shops and make them. And then one day a girl came up to me. She's an esthetician, and she said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm trying to hustle. And she says, can I see? And she bought $200 off me there.
Wow.
Yeah, and she actually messaged me yesterday and said, hey, girl, I would love to have more bracelets in the office. People were asking, and I told her, of course, I would love to.
Yeah,
You know,
the,
I'm all
the
about
bridal idea of gifting, that's really
I
cool.
think that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a really good concept.
I did so there's this girl I met her online when I was ordering cheese at this place I used to work at, and I saw that she's like the queen of charcuterie. So she has all her bracelets. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make her. I messaged her and I said, hey, would you like a bracelet for your wedding? And she said, sure. But like I made this for my mom when my dad passed. It says Mike.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I just try to make, if it's someone's birthday. I had a girlfriend. Unfortunately, her son, he decided to commit suicide,
Oh, sad.
and I didn't know what to do for her. I'm thinking, like, what am I gonna do for this girl? What can I do for her? So when I went to his velorio, I looked at her, gave her a hug, and I gave her a bracelet with his name on it. And she looked at me and she said, Alisa. She didn't even know I made bracelets. And I said, I have no words. Because if it was Ezekiel, I don't even know if I would be standing. And she wears it every day. Like she tells me, I can't take this off. Means more to me than anything. This is so special. And then I thought, why not make them for people, like if their kid's birthday or you have a brand new
Right,
baby. I can
right.
do that. I can gift that.
Occasions. Mm-hmm.
Like my
Let me
cousin's
see that box. You got a whole box you playing
My
with over
cousin's
there. What's that? Look at that.
like my cousin, I have two more at home, but at my cousin's bridal shower, I made her one that's a wifey. She was like, "Oh
Yes,
my
brother,
god, thank
yeah.
you, cousin!" Like, you know, like it, because I like personal gifts. Like if when somebody gets married, I always do a picture that I love of theirs. I blow it up, I black and white it, frame it. Oh yeah, see, yeah, you would look so
You
good.
ever thought of like? You ever think of making like them into hoopy earrings?
I know. Well, gosh,
They look at you.
making keychains was a big thing for me. I thought I stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm making keychains. Like, what's next?
Wow.
I mean, necklaces. I think
I
would
did.
be.
I have a
be
necklace in
next. You got
there.
the necklace too?
Yes,
Hold on, there's a
here.
necklace in here somewhere.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna go
There's a
all
lot
over.
of talent here. It's really crafting,
Thank
and
you.
it seems, and it looks like you take your time to
I
do these
do.
pieces.
I do because I want people to wear them proud. Like I gave one to a lady at the coffee shop, and I went to get a coffee the other day, and the first thing I looked at was her wrist. I'm like, dang, you're not wearing my creation.
So how much do they go? Like I know the wristbands are like how much are the wristbands like normally?
Well, they're different prices because some are wood beads. They're cheaper. You know, like this I would charge $10 for because it's wood beads with a lanai stone. And it just depends. Like this is jade. Like the ones that are like pesados, they weigh more. You know, that's just. But I did make this necklace here for my dad. It has my address growing up. It says 1124.
I'm like I'm a huge fan of that. Like I love the necklace with like the African bone that you wear.
So I have this. I have this necklace I made. I made a necklace in there. It says K times 5 on it because
we're out here like we're at the swap meet just going through.
I
the
know
box.
though. It's okay.
That's
but
funny.
I did make that necklace for Cascade. He's my favorite DJ, so it says K times 5 because he did an album with Dead Mouse. So I thought I would make a nice
wow.
necklace. So I made a necklace because I'm trying to do more like I want to do necklaces. I want to do keychains.
I think the necklace
I
would
want to
like.
grow.
I want to
Yeah.
I'll definitely talk to you about having a necklace made but obviously with the colors of the show, I think that would be
Yeah.
kind of cool
Yeah,
to be
you
able to
can
do because
wear-
you
yeah.
already have it technically there.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'd like to make a necklace probably in a way
Definitely.
that see there's a way to get the logo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be really
Yes.
cool. Now, if people wanted to, because you're going to be at Revolucion, so
Yes,
for
I
those of you who don't know, Revolucion 2024, there's going to be an exhibition area, and Alyssa's going to be there with these. That's amazing.
That's the one.
She's going to be there for this event. It's a 3-day event, and she'll be there for 2 of those 3 days because the first day is actually a nighttime thing. But if people wanted to buy them beforehand, like where would they go?
Curiel Creations on Instagram, and just DM me. And then that way I always ship out too. It's $5 to ship a bracelet or a necklace. And then
Very cool.
I'll give you a price range and then we'll go from there. But other than that, like if I do have another box, which is all stones. So those ones are expensive because I use a lot of Amazonite and that's the stone of hope. So that set is called Esperanza. And I put 2 together. So 2 bracelets, so they're 2 for $25. But if you go to Etsy, they're $30 for one. So
Yeah.
that's how, so I try to be, because you know what? It's times are tough right now. So you got to be fair. You want to sell stuff, you can't be like, this is $500.
Hey, don't be surprised. They got some pop-up shops here where people are rebuying people's stuff and then reselling it and
Yeah.
calling it vintage.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, LA
hear-
is a funny place.
Oh, I bet.
You
I
have a
bet.
beautiful collection, Alisa, for
Oh,
real.
thank you very
Yeah, and I
appreciate it.
I really appreciate you stopping by. We are going to actually be doing a giveaway with the bracelets. So if you're watching this interview, comment below and share it with your friend, and that'll automatically get you entered on there. And then in the next 5 days, we will choose one of the people to actually get this prize. So again, but thank you for stopping by. This was amazing, and I
Oh,
love
you're
the
very
bracelets.
welcome. I appreciate the opportunity very much so.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching this edition of the Todo Latino Show. You can make sure you follow us on all networks, Todo Latino, at Todo Latino, and at Todo Latino Show. Go on YouTube at Todo Wafi. And again, thank you for stopping by. I'm Rafael. That is Alisa. That is Joby. That is Daisy. And we are out.